Think long term to supersize you. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 142 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we're talking about, and all this month we're focusing on mental health and well-being, our thoughts, our beliefs, the things and how we define things in order to create the life that we want. We do this through different frameworks, different tools. I try to share a tool every day and have a little mini challenge that you can complete today in like less than 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes, you don't even have to specifically set out to do it, although that makes the exercise more powerful. But every day, if we do one little thing to make us a better human being, that is automatically going to make us 365 times a little bit better than we were when we started the year. So today we're on day 142, and we're talking about thinking long term. What the heck does long term mean? For the purposes of this exercise, we'll call long term 10 years. I personally set lifelong legacy goals and then break down and work backwards from there. That's how I do it. But everybody has their own process and way of doing it. But in order to do that, you have to decide, I'm going to look at my life and things from a long-term perspective. If I look at it from long-term in like 10 years, it will make me make different decisions. I will prioritize things differently. I will invest in skills and activities and things that compound over time and become more valuable. So for example, if I take a course or if I get some information or if I read a book, the impact of that is going to be if I choose to accept and apply something that I learned from that book. My goal with a book is if I can get one piece of information or content out of a book that I apply, then that's been a successful investment for me. Investment in the book, investment in my time and energy that goes into reading and consuming the book. So that's how I look at things. And I've looked at things this way since probably I was in college, maybe sooner. My dad taught my sisters and I when we were really young to be excellent goal setters and to write them down. This is just post-it notes that remind me, because he worked at 3M his entire corporate career while having businesses and things along the side. He was very entrepreneurial, and he set an incredibly positive example for my sisters and I. The only one of us that's, and mostly, I guess my younger sister would be considered, she's in a business, so she's entrepreneurial as well. She and her husband took over a business that my dad started decades ago. Anyway, I digress. Today we're talking about thinking long term. So what are the long term impacts of the decisions and the choices that we're making today? Because if you look at the results you've got in your life right now, you'll notice some things you probably really, really like and love and appreciate and are grateful for. And then you'll notice some things, if you're honest with yourself, that just aren't awesome and they aren't terrific and they aren't the way you want them to be. Those are the things we're looking for. Because what will happen if you continue to do what you're doing and you don't change anything? What will your results look like in 10 years? I love doing that. I love using that as a method of making a decision. If I do this one thing right now, will it matter in 10 years? If the answer is yes, I'm going to prioritize it. If the answer is no, I'm just going to blow it off and not pay any attention to it. I'm not going to waste any of my time and energy on it. Give you an example. Say somebody makes a rude or snide or evil comment to you and about you on social media. Is that going to really matter 10 years from now? No, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. 10 years ago, did people make snide, mean, rude comments to me and about me on social media? Yes. And I'm sure there is some software program out there that could find those, but am I going to go looking for them? Absolutely not. And you shouldn't either. We should never look for things that make us feel bad to compound them and make us feel worse. So when we think long term, it has an incredibly positive effect on us and our life and our choices, mostly on our choices. If I choose to eat junk food and super processed food every single day, what kind of an impact is that going to have on me 10 years from now? I'm probably going to be even heavier. I'm probably going to have some kind of diseases and illness. I'm probably not going to feel very good about myself or about the results that I'm getting in my life. So I'm not going to make that choice today or any other day for the next 10 years. Ask yourself, I guess we just did this, ask if it'll matter in 10 years, and just practice doing this today. Most people just go day to day and don't even think about tomorrow unless they're worrying about it. So what kind of a competitive advantage, and it is a competitive advantage as a human being to see things differently and have a different perspective. I learned that in corporate America too, that because I had my own businesses on the side, inside that organization, I was able to think like an owner and think like, if this were my business, how would I handle this? So when it came time to sharing unpopular upper echelon decisions, I became very, very good at it because I was an employee there. So I felt what the other employees were feeling for changes that seemed pretty in for the company and not for us. But I was able to translate that into the, the owner's perspective as well, because I saw both sides, because I was involved in I had both feet in the corporate world and in my own businesses. And it gave me a different perspective, a different point of view, which turned out very much in my favor throughout my corporate career, as well as when I left corporate America for good and just ran my own businesses. So we want to keep in mind, what can we do today that our 10 years from now self will thank us for? Because there are things. Anytime we invest in ourselves, anytime we acquire new marketable skills, things like sales, negotiation, public speaking, videography, photography, anything that helps us to be a better version of ourselves. So what's our action item today? We are going to write our 10-year vision down. You're not going to share it. Everybody asks you to share all your secret private stuff on social media, but I learned from my dad, you keep your goals quiet unless you're looking for somebody to help you achieve a certain goal or objective. Goals and our wins and things are on a need to know basis. This is my point of view on this, not everybody's, but on a need to know basis, or a way to present it in a way that doesn't look braggy or braggadocious is my favorite person to talk about bragging, but looks like an honest presentation of who we are and what we can do and how we can help other people to create the best possible version of themselves. Because that's what everybody wants. Everybody just wants to get through this life and in the best possible way, learn what they need to learn along the way, hopefully, unscathed. But I don't think any of us go through our life totally unscathed or unhurt. Or that's how we learn and that's how we grow, is through the challenges that we face and the obstacles that we overcome without giving up. And we can never give up on ourselves. Never, ever, ever. Other people might have given up on us, but that doesn't matter. That's about them. That's not about us. So we're going to just write that vision down. What's your 10-year vision? What's your 10-year goal? Write it down. You can write it down as much or as little as you want. You can take a Post-it note and you can write $1 billion, or you can write positively impact the lives of 1 billion people. Whatever it is for you. Or maybe it's make my family happy. Bring more fun and joy into my life. Whatever it is, write it down. Why do I want to write it down? Because I want you to stick it on the mirror in your bathroom. And every time you walk in there to brush your teeth, wash your face, go to the bathroom, that goal is right there in front of you in your face. And even if you don't really consciously think about it, you could. And pretty soon you'll notice that you are. And before you know it, you'll be taking the Post-it down and throwing it in the garbage because you already know it's a done deal for you. That is the power of our decisions, our intention, our changing our perspective, and our thinking about what we want, not what we don't want. And that will have a profound and huge impact on you 10 years from now. I guarantee it. I guarantee if you do this one little simple exercise, you will be totally different in 10 years. And in 10 years, you can message me and say, oh yeah, I guess that did make a difference. Because what you can do is compare from today, 10 years from now, write yourself a note. If you have a time capsule, you can stick it in there and date that you're going to open your time capsule in 10 years. I like time capsules. They're fun. I think we buried one with my granddaughter in the front yard. We may never find it because I think we forgot about it. My oldest granddaughter just turned 12 a couple of days ago. All right. So write it down, and then what is one... Well, here's what I do. I will tell you exactly what I do. I break it down by year by reverse engineering. What do I need to do today in order to move me toward that 10-year goal? Mine happens to be lifelong legacy goals, which are much bigger than just my 10-year goals. But I break my lifelong legacy goals down, and I kind of estimate how many more years I think I'm going to be around. But with the way technology is changing, who knows? My kids tell me I have to live to be 125, and I'm like, okay, at 66, which is about half of that. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe in our lifetime. Look at AI and all the technological changes that are coming down the pipe faster than the speed of light, at least the speed of sound. Right. So today, think about it, visualize it, see yourself 10 years from now, and then just use that as your filter today to ask yourself, is this going to matter in 10 years? Is this important? What's the impact of this going to be if I keep doing this thing that I want to do right now for 10 years? I used to eat a caramel every night before I went to bed, usually a chocolate covered caramel of some sort. But one day I asked myself as I was getting ready to open the package, what is going to happen if I keep eating a sea salt caramel before bed every single night? Well, maybe nothing, but maybe 10 years from now, I'll have put on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds just because that, instead of letting my body rest and recover and process the things I eat during the day, right before I go to bed, I'm eating something that's actually not good for me. Now, I have the ability, we all do, to give up caramels, but I'm not going to do it because they're one of those little things that bring me joy. And so don't ever give up the things that bring you joy, unless, of course, they harm other people or other things or make the world a worse place. Then please give those things up. Have an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.